Hello, Papua New Guinea. This is Don Polye's response on the Kandep Judicial Recount of ballots in Kondiawa, Semu Province.
I will talk about the judicial recount in Kondiawa of the Kandep national elections of 2017. Many have been asking me what's the reason that I filed the election petition in the Court of Disputed Returns, and how has it been over the last 4 years of court process, and finally it came down to the court orders that a recount for all the ballot papers of Kandep national elections to be done all over again. Now first, the court decision that was given for every party to do the recount was a good decision and a just decision, although it was very late in coming. The decision itself by the National Court was made at the right time, about 2 years ago, but the respondents endeavoring to delay the process by way of motions filed in court and the judicial review sought by them prolonged the delay and led the court to continue to process the election petition to almost 4 years, going to the fifth term of the final year of this term of parliament. Nonetheless, I'm happy that justice has been delivered, that we should do a recount. Now, that recount has been done, and I am humbly happy to say that I have led the recount in terms of the ballots distributed, and one can correctly say that I won the recount, but the declaration will be made by the courts as per the court's own orders. And I'm happy with that because I have witnessed time and time again that the second respondent, which is the Electoral Commission, has been abusing its duties in terms of making declarations. And therefore, the best decision made by the court was that the court preserves the right, because it is a judicial recount, and therefore the court will make the declaration on the 5th of April this year. One question I have been asked again and again is, what is the motive behind me continuing to drive the election petition? Because the election petitions are very expensive, they cost a lot of money, and besides that I had to be patient for a long time, a process that was delayed and prolonged over 4 years. It is a lot of inconvenience and very costly and tedious, and sometimes can amount to frustrations and disappointment amongst the voting population of Kandep, etc., etc. It could have caused me some frustrations and disappointment too. But I want to be honest in telling Papua New Guineans that the motivating factor in me was a strong desire for me to correcting a wrong done in the electoral process of Papua New Guinea. Now, the Kandep election process is not just typical of Kandep, but it is one universal that has been impacting upon free and fair election in this country. I saw Kandep elections was compromised from the very beginning. The officials were very compromised, biased. The process was not properly complied with. The activities of the electoral officials and the electoral process itself was devoid of the compliance to the rule of law. and rights, the free and fair elections was deprived of the voters themselves. And if we continue to allow such anomalies, discrepancies, irregularities, omissions and errors, and illegal practices to continue and perpetuate in this country without cessation, then what we will find is leaders or so-called leaders being elected outside of the free and fair electoral process, and the quality of leadership that we will see in this country will drop. Not just that, but the electors' choice of leadership will not be reflected, because such illegal behavior will erode the process of free and fair elections, and therefore the voters will be deprived of electing the leader of the choice through the normal democratic electoral process. And that me who believes in me being one of those people who believes in the rule of law and processes and the strength of state institutions that actually good governance in Papua New Guinea, I couldn't sit down and allow that to continue or perpetuate. I had to stand up on behalf of the silent majority of the people of Papua New Guinea, not just Kandep, to correct the wrong and establish the proper way of conducting elections in Papua New Guinea. I had to restore the confidence, the credibility and integrity of the election process, especially by way of correcting it using the rule of law. There must be a standard that is established by the rule of law for democratic elections to take place in Papua New Guinea, and that's what I've done. I'm happy that I've achieved that. I'm very happy because the National Court and also the Supreme Court have established and have upheld the petition that I've filed, and therefore they both have given the direction for the recount, and the true results have been illustrated in the recount where I have led. I'm not happy because I have led, and I am leading, and I'll be declared by the court in formalizing this win. But I'm happy more because I have corrected those anomalies, discrepancies, the breaches of the law, the compromise of the process, and I'm happy that I've achieved. The other question I've been asked is that what am I going to do now that I will have been declared on the 5th of April? Well, look, I am happy that I have shown to Papua New Guinea the wrong and have corrected it. So I will be supporting the Prime Minister James Marape and his government in Parliament and also in the government to making sure that we arrest those loopholes, those compromises, those discrepancies that are in the system of elections. We'll correct them before the next elections. Those corrections must be made immediately. The electoral laws must be strengthened. The execution and prosecution of those that break the law must also be strengthened and brought to realization. Those that need to be punished must be punished. To show the rest of Papua New Guineans that we do not condone to illegal practices or illegal behavior in the process of conducting elections in Papua New Guinea. I'll be supporting the Prime Minister and his government to putting in laws and systems, policies, to restoring the credibility of elections in Papua New Guinea. So in the coming 2022 elections, we don't see those things that happened do not get repeated in electing the leaders. We must follow the rule of law. We must conduct ourselves. We must provide. We must not give any opportunity for rogue people to capitalize on the systems and erode democracy. That is what I will be doing. Anything else is really outside of my interest. My interest is to make sure that the rule of law is complied with, and true leaders elected by the Papua New Guinean people, properly mandated, are elected to the parliament where the people's interests are represented. So this is what I will be doing, and I'm very happy. And I'd like to thank you all, Papua New Guineans, for supporting me through, because I have not walked alone thus far over the last 4 years to this recount. All of you, I'm sure, have walked with me. Let me also give a very special thank you to the people of Kandep, who have been very patient, who have endured this court trial and the Supreme Court appeals and so forth, and the recount. They have traveled with me along that path and to this win. The people of Kandep are wonderful, and I'd like to thank them. And I'd like to also thank the Triumph Heritage Empowerment Party supporters, my executives throughout the country, and members, every one of you who have been supporting. I'd like to also thank the Prime Minister and his government, and other people who have been very strong in advocating and conducting in such a way that the rule of law and the judiciary, they observe the elections in Kandep and the election petition to be addressed in a just way as much as possible, just and fair way. Thank you very much for listening to me. I will come to you again with another a section of my talk to you on video. Thank you very much.